I didn't really fail, but that's kind of how I feel like right now. I feel like I shouldn't be keeping fish tanks in this time of my life right now, these past couple weeks. Hey there guys, Tony here, Creative Fish Studio, and it's been a while. I feel like I've actually kind of been a failure with fish keeping the past 2 weeks, and so I couldn't bear to come in front of the camera and talk to you and make it seem like things were going well, because they weren't. And they're still not actually going that great. But things are, I think, looking up. So I came home from work last Friday, a week ago. Still been a while since I've done a video. The tanks are kind of getting out of control. I've got work projects going on here at home. Work's been crazy at work. And so I've just been limited on time. So the tanks have gotten a little bit neglected for a week or two. I came home last Friday and I looked in the cichlid tank I was feeding them. I noticed one of the Peacock Cichlids was just completely beaten up. His rear fin, his tail fin was just chewed off. Other fins were just completely marred. His eye was all cloudy and had like this kind of fungus like kind of growing off it, just kind of like a wound that was kind of hanging off a little bit. And so I wasn't sure at first, okay, does it have ick as well? Or does it have some other like disease that's caused it to be weak that caused the other fish to attack him? Or was he just picked on? And so I quickly scooped him out, which wasn't too hard because he wasn't moving very fast, and I set up a hospital tank and put him in there, not thinking that he'd survive. But I'm feeling better this week. He's doing a lot better. He's swimming around, he's eating. I did put in some of the ick guard just in case, as well as some other treatments. And so I don't have a sponge in there right now or any type of filtration, just basically bubbling the hospital tank. But he's doing really well right now, so that's good news. I did, however, lose my favorite fish, my green spotted puffer. I don't know what happened. I checked the parameters. That was one of them that I was keeping up on during this time. That and the saltwater tanks just require a little bit more work. And so somehow I came in and he was just dead and floating one day, and it was tough because he was my favorite fish. I took him out, tested the water. Everything was still all right, so I don't know what happened. I'm still curious and wondering, you know, did I do something wrong? Did something get into the tank somehow? Some chemicals splashed in. It's next to the sink here. Did something? What caused it? And I don't know. But I did not replace it with another puffer. I did clean the tank out really well, refilled it with water, got it going again. I actually got a goldfish to put in there for right now, an Aranda goldfish, and so it's in there, and I am excited about it because we're working in the backyard, as I mentioned, and that's where my time is gone. For weekends, where I'd normally be spending time in here cleaning the fish tanks and doing some extra work, I've been spending out either at Home Depot buying supplies or out in the backyard working on the patio. So we ripped out this huge deck. I had to re-support this patio roof that we had that's like 36 feet long. It was done completely wrong. There was no cement under the supports, and so we had to jack it up and put new supports in. It was a big project. Anyway, all that to say, the tanks have been neglected, and so I've been too afraid to get in front of you and tell you that I've been neglecting my tanks because I was embarrassed. I had those two mishaps. However, the Guppy tanks are doing great. We have 10 new fry, and this tank right here, you'll see that there's actually a breeder box in there. I don't actually put the mother in the breeder box. I've got this floating grass in there, and I let them breed in the tank. The fry go up in there and they kind of hide out. But I do eventually catch them and I put them in a breeder box to grow out because their parents want to eat them. So they're doing great. The other fry I have are growing, doing really well. The third Guppy tank, they're whatever. It's got a new octopus in it, so that's cool. I got a decoration. I went to PetSmart and I had to get some for work for the mosquito fish. I don't remember what it was actually at this point that I went for. And I saw the octopus sitting on the shelf and I had to have it. I didn't know where I was going to put it, but that tank had nothing in it. It was very minimalist. I had also picked up the grass to put in there and some more to put in the fry tank up at the top, just so that they'd all have some cover in them. So when I was doing that, I saw the octopus and I got it. But they're all doing well. All of the tanks, except maybe my 40-gallon breeder saltwater tank. I'm not going to show you that because it's kind of out of control. The hair algae is just embarrassing. The fish are great. All of the other corals are great. So I think I've got some kind of problem with my phosphates, and so I just put in some Phospan and redid that, and I'm hoping I can get it under control and get things growing and thriving again in there and get rid of that stinking algae. Now I can't get a normal cleanup crew like I would with snails and all that because I purchased a puffer, little Toby puffer, and he kills the snails when I get him. So I'm limited on cleanup crew. My Biotube, which has been a bit of a hassle, is actually doing great right now. So it's interesting that that one's doing well, and the one that's been doing so great for a while is now growing. Now it's been going, the last video that I did about the thriving tank, the algae was starting and it was getting a little bit out of control then. It's worse now actually, so it's getting worse. The urchin in there is growing like crazy. We call him Porky, short for porcupine, because he's got the black needles in their like white stripes. But yeah, overall everything is going well here, guys. Everybody's showing a lot of love here on YouTube, so thank you for that. The subscribers counts have been just pinging my email for some reason. It's crazy. I'll wake up and there's just like subscribe, and I'm not doing anything. I've been away for 2 weeks, so I don't even know what it is that people are watching right now that they're subscribing to. So, I mean, that's cool. So I thank you for subscribing. I'm catching a little bit of a break here as that backyard project is kind of in a stall mode right now. I'm going to be catching up on videos. And so I actually was on and watching a bunch and commenting tonight. And it's good to be able to get back in, hear your voices, see what you're doing. It's so awesome. Love this community on YouTube of fish keepers. And yeah, so that's what we got going on here. Thanks for stopping in, guys. Tony again, Creative Fish Studio. And we'll catch you next time.